Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cafe Enchante, and we are going to get Candace's bad endings in this part. So anyway, I was like, well, we'll start with Prologue 2, because we're going to get more of those, but literally the only thing that's different, when you click Prologue 2, it tells you to pick a character, which is weird. Okay? It's like you're going through the chapter, right? It shows you the exact same thing we saw at the end of Candace's route, the silence is lonely thing. And then it goes literally right into the original prologue. Nothing is different. And it goes right in. I was like, okay, is this any different? It's not. So instead of bothering, there's no point in doing it because it's literally nothing. I guess it's because it unlocked, like they show that little snippet at the end, you know, with the static. And you were like, okay. And then it's like, Prologue 2 is unlocked. That is Prologue 2. I'm just saying. So I'm going to guess that, other ones open after other characters, but it's really no different. So anyway, we're going to do his bad endings. We got to go to chapters. Candace's final chapter. Okay, we want affinity low. Yes, and then we get a bad ending. So maybe we die. So we'll just skip through, and then we got to load our bad ending. We have 2. So this will probably be a short part. Which is why I was like, oh, we'll watch that prologue, but it's nothing. I actually started recording it and I was like, this is no different and this was pointless. So. Alright, so we just saw this in the last part and then the tree gets cut down. Oh my god, I'm dying in the tree! Titania, you bitch! Titania, how dare you slap? Candace, cutting down shit. Friend's gonna show up. Gonna kick ass, but I'm probably gonna die in the tree, I'm just assuming. It's bad ending, right? Or he's gonna die? I don't know. And at some point we gotta do the common route bad ending. You know. Which I'm just really surprised isn't in the guide anywhere. I didn't see it anywhere. But I know that that's a bad ending. But it doesn't... We could do that when we start Ignis's route. The fairy world Medio. A gentle weather. A peaceful world. The lively fairies. I'm assuming we're in Candace's perspective, I think. But in reality... It was a world made up of sacrifices, disguised in the festive name of the Fairy Queen and the World Tree Bride. Face down upon the cursed throne, a monument to all that is wrong in Medio, is not the current Fairy Queen, Titania, but... Are we dead? Did we die? A single girl, brought over from the human world. Spacey... I can't imagine that even if our affinity was low, that he'd let us die. It's just, you know what I mean? Battle after battle. She, the bride, who has become speechless, is in result of the passage of time. Is a result of the passage of time. What? Sometimes things don't come out right. I walk past the siblings beside the throne and quietly, I kneel before the empty shell of her body. Okay, so we're dead. In the end, I could not protect anything. Not even a fairy. Not even a single person. Not even the one I loved. Aww. No matter how painful or sorrowful it is, nothing will flow into this empty void inside. Only the sounds of my wailing cry will echo throughout eternally. Echo throughout eternally. I didn't pause properly. Really, is that it? Like... here we go, after. Fairy world of Medio. Of its long history, this is the 3rd time that a Yggdrasil had fed on the fairies. It is said that, compared to previous instances, there are relatively small damages this time. A certain fairy whispers. Yggdrasil was too injured and had become so weak that it fell asleep naturally. Another fairy whispers. The current World Tree Bride risked her life to plea with Yggdrasil and put it to sleep. It's difficult to determine which rumors are actually true, But one thing is certain. 6 months after that incident, the fairy world of Medio has regained its peace. For now. Yes. Not sure if we were supposed to be reading that like Candace, but I don't know, so I just read it normal. At the cost of one young woman. The aftermaths of war. Everywhere you look on a Gadrasil, there are damaged branches and trunks. They catch your eye just from walking by. The autumn sunset paints scarlet shadows. It looks as though the sun is bleeding. There was no sign of life, specifically fairies, anywhere. It is true that the incident took the lives of many fairies, but there are few fairies that would ever want to come near me in the first place. Even if I had protected them for a time, their perception of me was never going to change so easily. Oh, that's even sadder than us being dead, is like, at least when we were alive and we had a happily ever after, it was like fairies were like, yay, we love you, Candace, you saved us, we're sorry we were wrong about you. Now they're just shunning poor Rudolph. He's literally Rudolph the fucking red-nosed reindeer. Like, screw you, even if you helped Santa that one time, you're still a freak. Rude. The familiar scenery of Medio drowned in silence. And that is when an oddly familiar face comes walking over from yonder. Canis? Karya, didn't know you were in Medio. Yeah, it's part of my health maintenance. I see. You're not wearing your helmet today? Correct. I'm going to see her, and I want to feel her presence, even if it's just for a little bit. Is my body still stuck in the tree? That's creepy. By the way, about Enchante, Reno and the guys told me that from now on, GPM will be managing the place. I see. I see? That's it? I have no other choice. I hear that Miser and the gang rarely visit anymore. Rindo is still there, but it will be under GPM's management. I hope they will not mistreat the place. Candace is never going to go back. They all just abandoned it. Oh, we died and everyone abandoned the cafe they love. That hurts more. That actually hurts the most. It hurts the most because you're like, okay. You're like, oh, Candace is sad because we died. And that's happened in so many other games. We die and it's and you're like, I feel bad for them. I do. I feel worse when it's them that dies and I have to live with it because that's not how I want to live. I'm going to die before, like, first of all, I'm going to die alone anyway. But, like, if I had someone, I'd want to die first. So, like, because I don't want to suffer and be alone. I'm okay if you have to suffer because I'm selfish like that. So, like, in games, it's like, I don't want to live without you, sad, even though, okay, well, I'll just move on to Miser because he's hot, right? Because he's, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I want the happy ending, or I die and then you can be sad. I don't want to have to be sad. I don't want to live with that. So, like, yes, a part of me, I'm so used to, like, the endings where, like, we die and then you're like, oh, I do feel bad for him and it does hurt. Okay. But it hurts more, not because Candace is sad. You're like, okay, that hurts. But it's, like, 10 times worse when it's, like, everyone is sad. Not just like, oh, we lost our friend, but, like, we lost our friend and, well, we really like coming to this cafe, but we don't really want to come here anymore, so we're just stuck in our ho-hum worlds and we don't get to come to the cafe anymore. And it's like, oh. That hurts so much worse. That's the worst part of this ending. Aww. Yes. Even if I go through that portal now, Enchante's owner will not be there. Nor the sound of an old jazz record. Nor the bittersweet aroma of fresh coffee. Nor the warm light from the chandelier. Nor the warm smile that welcomes her guests. Well, the chandelier might still be there. I doubt they ripped that out, but the memories that all the regulars had shared have all become a relic of the past. And then that's sad, too, because then it's like all those people who were friends. We were all friends from different... where we never see each other anymore. Aww. In the face of such a significant loss, the regulars, slowly over time, have grown distant. Aww. By now, that cafe must be empty more often than it is occupied. And that is eerily similar to how I feel. No matter how much I cherished Enchante, without her there, I simply have no reason to leave my post and visit. Enchante died with us, and that's the worst part. I walk past Karya, but the young man's strained voice calls out to me. Candace, when I graduate high school, I'm gonna work at the GPM. Rindu and the higher-ups said that if I do, they'll put me in charge of the cafe. So, when that time comes, everyone, the Enchante regulars, we should all get together. Poor Karya. He's like, I just met everyone and I'm missing my friends. What happened to Kokoro? I turn around just the once. I wonder if the young fairy lad, who was able to vaguely see my face, was able to read my expression just now. No, Karya. No, we won't go. Without saying a word, I continue walking and eventually reach the center of Medio. On the throne of the Fairy Queen, the one beloved of Yggdrasil. Really? I'm still there? Or maybe because, like, my soul still exists? Like, I'm not dead, but I'm dead? The current World Tree Bride is sitting there, silently like a statue. This is a little creepy. I've been, like, I'm a vegetable, basically, but, like, I have returned. I saw Karya earlier. He seems to have grown a little taller. Humans certainly grow fast, don't they? They don't even call me by my name. She never responds. Those welcoming words will never come from those lips again. Nor will it ever smile to soothe someone's spirit. In this state, she cannot see a single speck of this world, let alone my face. Well, we couldn't see her face before anyway, so I'm just saying. And your cheeks are so very cold. I gently reach out a hand and touch her cheek. I had stared upon her this closely once, many moons ago, and got in trouble for it. But now, there was no one here to make fun of me or punish me for it. I would welcome such punishment these days. The real job of the Fairy of Death is to offer a painless death for those who simply tire of existing. If I were to abide by this, there is but one thing to do. According to Rindu and the others, now that she has merged with Yggdrasil, she acts as Yggdrasil's heart. In other words, if I cut her down, Yggdrasil will die. And if I let her live, there is always the possibility that Yggdrasil may once again awaken someday. And this is the hardest thing for him. You're like, just cut me fucking down and kill the damn tree. But then he's like, but I can't because I love you. Oh, you're not ready to let me go. Oh. Still sadder about the cafe and everybody. Because that affects everybody. As the guardian knight of this, and I'm used to these, you know? As the guardian knight of this world, it is wise for me to cut her down. And I am certain that, if she were conscious, she would want that. But I won't blame you for thinking I am selfish. I won't blame you for hating me. Still, I want you to live. Venia and Titania, they probably visit here frequently out of regret, as well. We just have not run into each other yet. Because Venia fucking hides if he sees you, I bet. On top of Spacey's knees are heartfelt bouquets of flowers gently placed and arranged. I kneel to her, lower my head, and murmur, I will protect you. I promise to be by your side until this life ceases to exist. No matter what I do or say, she will neither laugh nor cry. I don't know, we look like we're crying, but it's just the background. At this point, it's too late for anything, but ultimately, there is one thing I can do for her. Fairy killing. The cardinal sin I am destined to repeat. As long as Yggdrasil lives, little by little, it will continue to eat away at her soul. In order to prevent that, I must provide sustenance by other means. In other words, nothing changes. I will resume my daily routine. I'll be going now, Spacey. Or you can cut me down and then you don't have to kill other fairies. But again, it's a selfishness. He's like, I have to cut down other fairies and feel guilty about it because I don't want to kill her. Because I would feel like, it's kind of sad, like the cycle that he's in, you know? The Headless Knight continues to slaughter fairies. In the end, nobody, even himself. Oh, we're not supposed to be reading that like him. Anyway, nobody, even himself, will ever know what sort of expression he wears on his invisible face. Aw. I guess it's a sad one. Alright. Get our other bad ending. Whoops. Where the hell? Why is my... There we go. Oh, I forgot how to use the buttons. Anyway. Won't go any further. I'm okay with the way things are. After contemplation, I chose what I believe is the status quo. If that's what Candace wants, then, as the owner of Enchante, I'll wait for him here. Miser's like, girl, bad ending. Look, Miser's face says it all. Are you sure you're okay with that? Yeah, if that's what Candace wants, I want to support that. Of course I'm worried about Medeo. Not only Candace, but Titania and Venia too. I'm worried about the siblings. But if I carelessly get involved and end up hurting Candace's feelings again, I'm afraid. The crew reacts with mixed expressions in response to my decision, but ultimately they nod in agreement. That's right. The story needs to end here. And as if to switch gears, I walked toward the kitchen. I feel like that was an interesting choice of words. Like, that's right, this story needs to end here. And you're like, that is like, you're like, ooh, because you know you're in a bad ending, obviously, but like, I just feel like those choice of words was supposed to be like, bad ending, bitch. Like, it's like a flag, right? As long as I maintain Enchante, then I know someday I'll be able to make up with Candace. Or make it up to Candace. But, contrary to my wishful thinking, Candace never shows up to the cafe. Right, because this was after we had the little fight with him, right? 1 week passed. A month passed. And finally, a full year. He'll probably never come back to us. I feel like after a week, we should have gone. Yep, that was it. It was like, that's right, the story needs to end here, and it literally ended there. It was like, snap, bitch, done. There are no new CGs for this one, so we will just go to, we saw the beautiful favorite-y one. We have tons of other ones. I mean, we can go to this one. It's kind of cute, even though she looks derpy as shit in it. Like, she looks kind of derpy and weird, but it's hard with Candace's because you're like, he doesn't have a head, so it's very bizarre, but this one is kind of cute when they're like, oh, taking the forced photos. Like, you can see the girls in the background shoving them together. So funny. But, you know. Anyway, so that was Candace's route. This part's extremely short, but that's all right. It is what it is. We will start Ignis's route in the next part. So it's going to, I'm not going to lie, I have quite a bit of time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, well, like, I have to time everything for Christmas. Taking time off recording for like whatever, plus I don't want to be in like the middle of a route when I have to like do Christmas stuff and like not be able to record for like, well, it'll only be like 4 or 5 days, so it's not really too much longer than a normal weekend, but it's really hard for me when I'm like recording on a Friday and then I go and then I don't record for a couple of days and then I'm back on Monday and I'm like, and I don't know what happened. We know how bad it is if I record one part and there's like a day break, like literally 24 hours. It's worse when it's 2 or 3 days and then like 4 or 5 days not being able to record and then being like, I know for you it's fucking January, I think, at this point. But for me it's not even Christmas yet, okay? I'm like getting way ahead. But it's like, shit, do I record Ignis's route? Do I go and try to do a Pio Fiore route? Because we're about even with both of these, I think. And like, but Pio Fiore is going to be like 20 hour. Like, those routes are long, okay? Those ones are long. And it's like, do I try? They're not 20 hours. That would be ridiculous. But they're like 12 parts, 10 to 12 parts, I think. So it's like, in this one, it's going to be a lot of skipping, so I highly doubt we're going to get more than, it's going to be half the time, probably, to record Ignis's route for this. So it's like, do I record Ignis's route? But then it's like, but it has been, literally, what is this, part 22 now, I think? It's been 22 parts. I have not recorded a single Pjolfjorda thing. So it's been like 20 hours that I've spent, 22 hours that I've spent recording this, so it's been weeks. A week or more. Maybe 2 weeks? I don't know. Look, I don't know. Whatever. It's like, can I wait like a whole month? And then go back and be like, I forgot everything that has happened in this game. Like 100%. Oh, God. We really should just record one game at a time, but sometimes I like the break in between routes to like let you digest the route. You know, like, oh, let's digest the route, but it's hard when you have to start a new game in the middle. Yeah, anyway. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Fair warning, I might not remember a damn thing. For you, it's literally going to be one day. Not tomorrow, but the next day. You're going to have like 48 hours. Right? Whatever. Like, but there's going to be a point. It's either going to be like totally right on the ball because I started recording it and I can finish it, or it's going to be like, it's been a month and I don't know what happened. So just be prepared. I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, but we will do Ignis's route next time. For you, it'll be short. For me, God knows how long it's going to be between ending this and starting that. So I don't know. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.